There he is.
Hi.
Hi. You don't need to enact it because I can do it in real life.
Mine were better.
Actually, I wouldn't call that in real life. But
mine sounded closer to the real thing.
I honestly, yes. Maybe, hold on. Can I record you doing that? And
Yes.
go. Perfect. I have it forever.
I was really hoping you would play back the other one.
Okay, that's
actually really good.
Dang it. I'm not good on the spot like that.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna intro us.
Let's do it.
Because we last week, we came up with a prediction on the fly because we forgot to come up with one. So what we're gonna do with the intro, let's just like knock out the one that we had from the predictions from last week right now, so we don't have to talk about it later. What we predicted was basically like what we thought the plot of the What If series on Disney Plus would be. You had said something about it would be Spider-Man related. I said it would be Captain America related. It wasn't either of those. It was really stupid. So we'll just move on from that.
No presence of Captain America or
Nothing.
Spider-Man or anything. Okay.
No.
Dang it. Well,
Yeah. I just figured,
that's the score. And I didn't have to change the slide, so it's 4-3, and it will remain 4-3.
I like it. Cool. So yeah, let's just get it out of the way.
That's right. Hopefully, going forward, we can really generate some this time last week's that always cause point changes. I like the idea of exponentially increasing the point counts every single episode. Maybe not every episode, but like let's just get really dramatic. Or like Tori suggested this actually. Okay, you have 3 points, 1 star, a smiley face, and like 3 shoelaces, and I have 2 points, a aluminum can, and I don't know, whatever else is worth things, and that's how we do our score. The scoreboard would probably look pretty ugly, and I don't know how to compare, but I also like that idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we just stick with numbers.
It's boring as shit. Okay, typical you. No, it's good.
Typical Will.
Okay, so I brought something to the table today. I think you did as well, and I'm excited for that later. But what I brought to the table today was a conversation piece.
Okay.
It's not a physical thing. It's just something I want to talk about. There is a brand new vehicle. You familiar?
With vehicles, yes.
Yeah, okay, just I don't know. So it is called the Jeep Wagoneer. Have you heard of this? The Jeep Grand Wagoneer, rather. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I was like, I've heard of it, but I know it as the Grand Wagoneer.
That's all right. Have you consumed anything related to this at all?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
I've seen some stuff,
shit,
a little. I've seen some stuff.
I was just so excited about it. I pre-shared. Okay, so
but like outside of just photos from the site, it looks cool.
All right. So I'm very hyped up about this. And not because I'll ever buy it because it's just astronomically expensive, but just because it's cool as shit that this random trail ready brand of what were old school kind of vehicles, not old school, but just Jeep. What's your opinion? Let me get this. What's your opinion on Jeep?
All right. I don't know. I always thought they were kind of cool looking.
Like, do you know any of the backstory or anything like that?
The backstory of
I'll take that as a no.
Really? I mean, do I know the backstory of Toyota, their car company?
Toyota's actually really cool. They have a lot of they invented tack time. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did. That's but Jeep was foundationally military based, that was their origination. At least I'm pretty sure it was. I haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure the origination was, hey, we need military vehicles okay, I know it a little bit. But essentially trail-worthy vehicles, that's kind of what they're known for. They're known for not being reliable at all, and sucking up gas at an astronomical rate, but also just being kind of fun to drive sometimes. A little bumpy, but in a fun way. However, this is their foray into ultra luxurious vehicle land. And the Grand Wagoneer is essentially trying to compete with your high level like Lexus LX edition type vehicles, or your like really high end Cadillacs, like the Yukon, or the Yukon's like a GMC. I don't know the Cadillac name of it, but Escalade, sorry. But there's just like super high end type comparison. So let me pull this up. Pull up a little, like kind of their little brief thing here. So this is kind of the page where they advertise, and I don't think this is as cool, or this part of it is as cool, but the Grand Wagoneer is a very, very large vehicle. It looks kind of like a Grand Cherokee, but is different in many different ways. And I'll tell you a couple of them that are probably the highlights from the video that I observed. The first one is the passenger. So, you know, you have your driver's side, you have a driver like navigation screen and thing that you interact with.
I thought you were about to describe, you know how you have like passengers in your car? Yes. Yeah. No.
I'm just here to explain vehicles and their history.
You know how they have 4 tires? Yeah. This one has 4 tires.
It does. It might even have 5. I don't know.
See through windows. Go ahead.
Shut up. But the actual passenger, front seat passenger, has a screen in front of them, built into the dashboard. And it has like a little privacy screen so that the driver, when you're looking at it from an angle, they can't actually see it. You can pull up Netflix. You can pull up any type of like web browser, any type of streaming service. It's got Amazon Prime Video and all that stuff built into it. And it's the first time I've seen like a built-in to the dashboard type like approach for entertainment consumption by your front seat passenger. Because typically those are always in the back seats. And I thought that was super cool. That was one of the things. Do you understand what I'm talking about also? No surprises?
Yeah, because I've seen this.
Okay, cool. Ooh, look at that. That could be you. Driving your...
That's pretty much me.
That's like your life.
That's a photo of me.
He's much skinnier than you. You're like at least 4 times his size.
This is so relevant to a later segment. Continue, please.
Okay, I'm really excited then. And fishing, you can fish with the Grand Wagoneer. You know how many more fish you catch when you have a Grand Wagoneer? It's got like a fish detection feature. It doesn't have that.
There's a limit to how many fish you can catch anyway. So what a dumb feature.
All right. That has night vision. This built into the driver's side little screen. I don't know what the use case is for this. I guess if you want to drive with all your lights off very secretly, it has a night vision camera so that you can drive through. And I guess it looks like this is like detecting a deer on the left side. It's giving you like a little deer alert as well. That I don't know. I guess in the night vision camera it can detect that, which is
Ray deer. Ray deer detection. No, okay. Go ahead. No, this is nice because like I usually drive around with night vision goggles, so this
yeah, right. I know, it replaces.
I don't have to do this.
Honestly, the car is as expensive as like nice night vision goggles. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like $4,000 for a decent set.
Pretty much Jesus. The same. This is 1-to-1.
Yeah.
But you can see the little screen over here, so it's like completely built in. It's not even like when it's off, you can hardly tell that it's there. The final thing, which I actually found out is more common than I thought. This vehicle in the center console has a freezer and a fridge that you can open up. In the video that I was watching, I won't pull it up now because it'd take forever for me to find it. But you can pull it up, and there is like, and this guy, I remember he was like able to scrape off ice from the inside, so it keeps it that cool. It's like a full on, like this is practically a camper. I don't know what else kind of thing compares to it, but it looks super comfortable. And it's just this, I don't know, really cool.
So this basically has like road rage deterrent in it as well, because like whenever I'm on the freeway and I'm stuck in traffic, I'm like, if I don't get Chunky Monkey ice cream in the next 2 minutes, I'm gonna kill someone. This solves that problem for me.
Yeah, you have all the Chunky Monkey room in your center console that you'd ever like. Now, I would be curious if while the vehicle's off, like, does that continue to run? Does it run until like the battery dies? Is there a separate battery for it? I don't know.
Yeah, that is kind of concerning. I would imagine there's a second battery, and
you think so?
I would hope. I don't know, because like Yeah, wait, does that mean it just has to fire up every single time? There's no way. It wouldn't be like useful, I don't think.
Yeah, you might
Unless
be
it's
right.
like unless it's kind of built maybe like a Yeti where like it does, because it would be a little bit useful, right? If it could like when you power it up, it just gets to a certain point and then it like is really really good at like insulating. So I guess it could be the built that way. That is interesting though.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's an interesting thought. Oh, they got more horse pictures here. But yeah, here's like the little thing that's built in. Obviously, they've got screens in the back as well.
Is it? Maybe this is a dumb question. My vehicle is a 2018 and it doesn't have anything. Does it like if you're streaming Netflix, do you have to like use your phone or like how does it get
Oh
internet?
wow, a lot of vehicles have this. Well,
That's what I figure. Mine doesn't.
it's
Like
they've got like 4G, 5G connection,
okay.
like that you just do
Is
like
this
an
something you pay
AT&T
for?
subscription or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. So you do. It's like when you buy the car, you're buying like a monthly deal.
Yeah, and some vehicles will be like, oh, first 3 years are free. It's kind of like satellite radio, kind of.
Yeah. Oh God. Satellite radio is the stupidest thing of all time. And then after you buy a vehicle, they just bother you for 4 years. They're like, no, it's like $96 a year, and I'm like, no. They're like, okay, $46 a year. It's the stupidest thing of all time.
Hold on, is this triple moonroofs?
I think
It's the panoramic and then another one. That's awesome.
Yeah, this I think the Ford Flex or something like that. My brother, this is a vehicle my brother would like because he's like he likes giant vehicles, kind of like this. So, you know, he likes like a third row seat and stuff. And
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the definition.
how much is
of-
it? 87 grand is what I saw, but it goes up to like I'm guessing it goes up over 100K.
So I think they call them like the 1 and the 2 series. I don't know exactly. I think they have up to a 3 series, and the 3 series are in like the 120, 130K range. And those have all the bells and whistles. Those have the refrigerator and the extra screens and screens all around on the back side of everything, and it's like all put together. And the Grand Wagoneer 1 I think is the 87K, but it doesn't have nearly as many features, I don't think.
It's a
And
nice vehicle.
it's insane.
So why are you not going for this vehicle? Because you're currently in the market for a new vehicle. Why is this? Is it just out of the price range?
A couple reasons. One, I think it's actually pretty far off until you can get one. Cars in general.
Oh,
I don't
it's
know
not
if
even
you're.
out yet.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, it's technically out. There are a lot of cars that are out that nobody can get their hands on right now, like the
Yeah.
Broncos. Like they just. Everybody's saying the chip shortage. I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe a component of it's a chip shortage. I think there's just general supply chain issues, but yeah, there's a big market of vehicles. Have you actually heard of a lot of dealers selling above MSRP, which is just
Yeah.
like unheard of?
I got like a offer for my vehicle. It was basically like it's like 3 years old now, and I think it was like 2 grand under what I bought it for, which is
Really?
absurd. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just absurd.
That's crazy. Yeah, my Jeep has gone up like $3,000 in value in the past year.
Yeah, it's just nuts.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah, cool vehicle.
this is out of my price range for sure. Looking at different lines of vehicles, or like maybe a little smaller of an SUV as well. I don't want to have to like, I don't know. This would just be like a boat to drive.
Yeah,
Like, it'd be fun. It'd be like I would road trip in this thing. I would go.
Yeah.
I would find excuses to drive as far as I
and like
can.
bring people along too,
Yeah.
because that's really that to me is what it's kind of cool for too, is if you have a big group. So we had like a bachelor party for my friend a few years back, and like I had to rent a vehicle it was kind of set up the same way, you know. It had like a third row. I don't remember what it was, but and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, it's just on another level, man. I came across it, and like I said, Jeeps just aren't known for that, and they're like, I think they blew it out of the park. But I've never bought $100,000 car, so I have no idea if like what the comparisons are. Yet.
Give it a year and a half.
Give it like 3 months.
That won't be 100 grand though, right? And I'm talking Cybertruck style.
That's true. No, it'll be like
That's
80,
that's
80K.
damn near 100 grand after everything.
That's not how taxes work, but
80 grand plus 10K for the I think you have 7K for the self-driving, so that's 87K.
no, 80K includes the self-driving. It's like
It does?
Yeah, I thought it was like 69 something.
You're getting the tri motor.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Tri motor I believe is 79K.
Yeah, but
the I think.
No.
You don't have to
Tri-motor,
look it up.
all-wheel drive, 69.9.
Really?
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Well,
Plus
there you go.
10K self-driving, and I got locked in
weird.
at 8K
It's
self-driving.
weird that you're not showing the screen. Like, no, totally. Yeah.
I hate you. Right here, 69.9, full self-driving plus 10K, and I got it in for 8K.
All right.
I hit buy
Wait,
now.
so that's 70K, so 80K, and then, okay, got it.
Yeah,
Well, there you go. All right.
80K was right.
Well, now I'm in the market for one. Thank you. You just got me.
Yeah, of course.
That's all.
I actually just went in and changed the HTML really quick to make it look cheaper. Oh, well, it's $10,000.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Let's go.
I'll take 5. If it was 10 grand, how many would you buy? Like
As
given
many
you could
as
buy
like
everybody.
as many as the bank would let me.
Yeah, I'd be in the same boat. It'd be stupid not to.
Yeah. But no. Actually, trivia question for you.
Yes.
Jeeps have in their front dash, first of all, how many slots do they
I
have?
knew that's what you were gonna ask. Oh, I was doing this with my hand and I was like counting it in my head. I'm gonna guess 12. That's too
12
many.
slots?
That's too many. I think it's like 8.
You're trying to make up for the cruise ship price difference.
Is it
You-
12?
no, you go up. No, it's not 12. That's way too many.
No, I'm gonna go with 8.
You're going to go with 8. Well, actually, let me tell
8
you a
was my
hint.
gut.
Let me tell you the reason, actually. They're supposed to count for one for every continent on Earth.
So 500. I didn't know there was that many slots.
Now, does that change your
Okay.
answer? Let me ask you that.
Yes,
What's your answer now?
it's 7, right?
Yeah, it's 7. You got it.
Yeah.
Man, I was just trying to embarrass you. No, it is 7. They have 7 slots, and they count for it's supposed to be like a representation of every continent on Earth. Since if you own a Jeep in the United States of America, you can drive it to Antarctica, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stupid.
All right, story over.
All right. We need to do my hypothetical.
Oh, I
gonna-
skipped it.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna take you for a ride on this
fine.
hypothetical. And in the hypothetical Grand Wagoneer, we're gonna go to my hypothetical.
Sorry,
So
I was
jump in-
so
jump in the
excited to
passenger
talk about the Grand Wagoneer that I'm just like, let's get into topics. Let's just
It's fine.
Let's just
It's
not
fine.
follow the agenda. I love it. Go ahead.
All right. I didn't really write like what the intro for this is, but essentially the hypothetical is that every 10 years, with the 40th being the last of the 10 years, you get to choose between 2 life features. And so what that means is there's there's a choice of things you get on your 10th birthday, on your 20th birthday, 30th, and 40th. So the question is going to be, which one do you go with and why? So let me kick it off. You just turned 10 years old, and you have the option where your fingernails no longer need to grow. And what this means is you don't need to clip them. So if you break them or whatever, then it'll grow back to the normal size. But it's no longer required that you have to clip it anymore. Or the other option is for your toenails to no longer grow.
So is this like between 0 and 10 years old, or is this
No.
10 years from now?
10 years old. No. Sorry. This is on your 10th birthday. You
Okay,
get to
so
choose one of
you're
these.
saying that I am a brand new child
Yeah.
born on this earth, and 10
Yes.
years later, I have these options presented to me.
On your 10th birthday, you get those 2 items to pick from, and then it goes for the rest of your life.
When I break something and it falls off, does it immediately grow back like it's regenerative, or does it grow back at the same rate that it would have otherwise grown?
Let's say it grows back at the same rate. It doesn't really matter, but we'll go with it grows back at the same rate.
You're not allowed to
it
say
would
it doesn't
otherwise
matter. It
grow.
does matter to me.
All right, go ahead. Then it grows back at the same rate.
Got it. Okay. Fingernails. Fingernails no longer
No,
grow, for sure.
No longer keep them.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I
They
almost
grow
went
so
with
much
that,
quicker.
too. I thought about that too, but like your toenails, you have to like bend over and clip them and stuff, and that gets tiring.
That's a good
So
point.
I would choose toenails because of that reason. I think like
You just probably have really gross toenails.
it's just harder to clip, you know.
Yeah, when they're like ingrown and like, oozing pus.
I've never shared my toenails. How did you know?
I've never shared.
All right. Well, we chose different things for
All right.
slightly different reasons, but like I'm on the fence. Like I thought about fingernails as well because it's like yeah, they do grow faster because they're exposed more often. But toenails just because like I imagine when I'm 80, I don't want to. I can clip my fingernails still, but it's gonna be harder to clip my toenails. All right. Maybe it doesn't matter though, depending on once we get to the 40-year-old question. 20 years old. You've turned 20 years old now. Your fingernails haven't grown for 10 years. Your options that are presented for you are you no longer require sunscreen. In essence, you don't sunburn anymore. Or you no longer require deodorant. Your armpits always smell fantastic.
All right, I've got 2 clarifying ones for this.
Go ahead.
No longer require sunscreen. Can I still get a tan?
Yes.
So if I stay in the sun, how, like, if I'm in the sun for 10 hours, will I just become as tan as I would have if I like slowly got into the sun and spent that amount of time?
Yeah. You will get tan to the point where you won't burn.
And then for deodorant, does that also include antiperspirant?
Yeah, I hate antiperspirant. Do you use antiperspirant?
I do. I exclusively use antiperspirant.
Worst.
Well, some of us sweat because we work hard. We don't just sit around on our computers all day, Will.
We work at the same place.
Some of us work harder, Will.
I'm going to say that the intention of this was that you're like, you don't have like
to apply
body odor. Yeah, you don't have like body odor. Like, I don't think you stop sweating.
My deodorant is my like I would still put it like
I know.
I'm not going to apply aluminum to my underarm. I would still apply the exact same thing that I already
applying
am.
Aluminum.
No, I know. I'm just saying I'm not going to put aluminum foil instead. Like I use deodorant to stop my armpits from sweating. I don't use it to make. I mean, it has the added benefit of making it smell better.
I don't make the rules here. You know, this is just what was presented.
Well,
to
then
me
by default, I have to choose sunscreen.
There you go. Good.
And here's the thing.
I also would.
I don't use sunscreen. I don't put sunscreen on ever. So
yeah,
this is a shitty 20-year gift. Maybe I don't do anything.
Well, yeah. See, to me, I would also choose sunscreen because I hate burning. Like the time that I didn't use sunscreen, like it was one of the most like horrible experiences. Like it was terrible. My back was entirely burnt and it like drove me nuts. So yeah, I'd go with sunscreen.
Yeah, in terms of the morning routine, deodorant is like 5
like
seconds.
1 second.
Literally nothing. So.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go with your 30th birthday. This is where you start getting some great perks, by the way.
I hate you so much. I'm reading this right now.
You can eat whatever you want without getting fat, or you never lose your hair / grow hair back. Basically, like your hairline can be whatever you
that
will
was
it to be.
Gonna be my question.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 30 right now, Will.
Yeah.
It's been this way since I was 24.
You get to will it back. So
are you saying that like you're a verb? Like I get to will, like my hair gets to be as nice as yours, or like?
Correct. Oh, that's not very nice though. I'm gonna say much nicer than mine.
Oh boy.
I'll say this is a tough one for me.
So, without getting fat, I don't necessarily care as much about being fat as I do unhealthy. So, if I can eat whatever I want, do I still have to like work out to be healthy? Yeah. Or okay, so then I'm gonna say hair for sure.
Oh, I don't know the answer for me. This is a tough one.
Do you put on weight easy? I feel like you don't.
I don't think so. But like, I also don't. But like, when you're older though, like it's gonna be putting on weight easier.
Is it? I thought like after like 25, like whatever your metabolism is just, I don't know how your metabolism is going to be forever.
Yeah. But like when you're like, don't move at all. Like when you get to a point where like, you know, your bones just hurt and stuff and you don't feel like moving, I feel like it's going to be naturally easier just because of that. Like I'm still relatively active, you know?
Okay.
I'm going to go with eat whatever you want. Cause like oh man. Nope, I'm gonna join you on. No. I'm going with eat whatever you want.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going with eat whatever you want.
You came up with this. Like you've had more than enough time.
I've had more than 5 minutes. No.
Does like
5
hair
minutes
loss
long.
run in your family? Like, is that gonna
Yeah.
happen? Okay.
I'm already like.
Does it
I can
happen
tell
up
my-
here? Or does it happen?
It's a little bit like on my like bald spot, but it's more up here.
Got it.
Like it's receded pretty significantly in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, I remember when you used to have hair just like down to here and just growing out your cheeks.
Really, like down to my nose. All right, you're 40 years old. You have a fantastic set of hair. You have a great tan and you've never burned since you were 20 years old, and your fingernails had not had to be clipped for 30 years. You now have the option at any given point in time to trade a year off of your life for $2 million. So you get $2 million and your life expectancy reduces by a year. Or you can pay $2 million to get a year of your extra year of life.
What if I did neither?
You don't have to. You can just check.
Like, and I have
Get
no
some
understanding
check.
of my end of life. And can I wait to use this?
You can use it at any given point in time
Okay.
from here on out.
Then I would just hold on to it.
But
And
you have to choose which one.
it would
on
be,
your
well,
40th.
if I can wait, then it would be dependent on the scenario. So
No, sorry.
Let's
Okay, let me
say,
clarify then. Let me clarify. You have to make the choice of which one you want when you're on your 40th birthday. You don't get to wait to choose.
but I could wait to give the $2 million or.
You can say, yeah, you can say this is the power that I want. Like, so you could trade a year off of your life and gain $2 million as many times as you possibly want from here on out, whenever you want. You just have to pick which power you want
Yeah, I'll take the $2 million.
for less life.
Yep.
I'd go the opposite route.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. I
just
would
don't know
either.
when I'm gonna die, and like that's just such an unknown, and so it's like I feel like you have an option to like make that and then like keep it rolling, so I think my life goal would be like make enough money where I can just keep buying years and years and years.
Yeah. No, that's
That
fair.
sounds more fun.
I'm like getting a rash here on my neck. I don't know what this is.
Did you trade your urine? Maybe it is better to.
I don't know. It's
Maybe
like
you should
red.
switch right now.
What is that?
You like die on the podcast. Is it itch?
No, it just like burns. Like I don't know if it's
You
a
said-
light.
You said the shirt you haven't worn in a while, right? Maybe the shirt's giving you a rash.
Oh, that's a good point.
Maybe
Alright,
it's
who
the
knows?
shark.
I'll be fine.
So we
Also,
went-
I can't breathe. No. Go.
we agreed on 2. No sunscreen and the hair.
Yep.
No, wait, I went
No.
with the food.
Yeah,
I went
we
with
only agreed on
food.
one.
We agreed on 1. Yeah.
Yep.
That's all. Okay, bye.
It's brutal. No, those were good. I like the 4-parter.
The 4-parter. Yeah, I think it's a little.
Do you think at the end of those 4 things, your life is better?
I don't know.
Like,
probably.
do you feel like if someone were to offer all 4 of those things to you, you'd take all, like you would do all of those 4?
Yeah.
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 I'm trying to think of like what the negative, like, when like on movies and the genie gives you 3 wishes. And
like
when they
what
do
the-
one, it like screws them over.
Right.
Until they like do like a selfless one.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of those things have like little secret back end parts where you could really get screwed over that we're just not
Yeah.
thinking about?
Yeah, for sure. So yours, you chose your fingernails to no longer grow. When you're 40, you learn to play acoustic guitar really, really, really well. And now you're
You
forced to
need
use a pick. You have to use a pick every time instead of growing your thumbnail out a little bit. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it really impacted you a lot.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm going a little whiter with the color here. But yeah, just like I literally,
Yeah, you're gonna die.
I don't know what's going on, dude.
Are you sure you don't want to switch the $2 million? You can spend $2 million and get an extra year of life.
Shit.
That thing could kill
Yeah,
you.
let's go ahead and just push it one more. I don't have $2 million. Sorry. I'm also not 40. Thank you.
Wow, that's fair. All right. Well, should we get back into topics?
Yeah, let's go back to where I started.
Yeah. I am gonna lead this next one. We're talking about the Tesla bot.
What's the Tesla bot?
The Tesla bot. So this was presented in, I believe it's called AI Day. It's something Tesla does it every single year, and I don't remember when it was. Sometime within the last week or so. And basically, it's this like 125-pound robot. It's like a humanoid robot that Tesla's building, which is intended to kind of like take care of the like meaningless tasks in your life. I think the example they gave was like doing the dishes or like emptying the dishwasher out, like doing laundry, stuff like that. And
it's like legit iRobot.
Yeah, it like looks like iRobot. Yeah. And it's, you know, I'm sure it's years out. Like, I don't think there's like anything Tesla, like it was just something that they showed and they said they were building. But so I thought that like, it was just like an interesting thing. And it got me kind of thinking on like, you know, they're building a humanoid robot. They were like adamant that like a humanoid robot is the way to go. But like, when you think of like the meaningless tasks and whatnot, like, I don't know. Why humans, you know? And I have I have an idea of why they chose a human, and this is what I kind of want to get your opinion on. But like, you know, I feel like if you're just trying to have something solve how to like empty a dishwasher or do do dishes differently, like you should just make a machine that does that rather than a robot that does it for you.
Right. Well, I mean, it's versatility though.
Yeah, and if that's the whole point, like, is the humans the best like shape for that? But
is humans the best like shape for that?
Are humans the best like a structure to do all those things? You
have the marketing aspect of like, you know, how do I make this seem friendly or seem like inviting? Like, this is what I want in someone's home. So I think that's part of it. But I've got two takes on this. One is, it's just, we talked about it 3 episodes ago or something. Elon's a marketing genius. Dude is exceptional marketer. And when I see stuff like this and I don't see really clear timelines and I don't see like a genuine implementation or like a commercial application of this at scale, I have a hard time wrapping my head around maybe the long-term plan. There probably is one. Like, there probably is commercial, kind of like the semi-truck that they're doing and stuff like that in Tesla. But it's just kind of gimmicky. Elon's a huge fan of the gimmicks. And, you know, like Dogecoin and all that stuff. Just like, let's get people hyped up about random things that they've all thought about their entire lives, like having cool humanoid made robots that do whatever they don't want to do. So in general, like, I always kind of look at this with, view it with a grain of salt, or through the lens of like, he's just kind of marketing something random. Second point is, on a fundamental level, I think like humans automating things is wonderful. I think humans getting rid of jobs is wonderful. Like, literally, if you think, and when I say getting rid of jobs is wonderful, I don't mean like I want to, you know, make the economy bad, but if you think about
let's wreck it.
Yeah, if you think of a world that you're just trying to design from scratch, and like where it's ideal for humans and the best possible like scenario, the automation of things and the using technology so that we're reducing our dependency on a significant amounts of manual labor, like that's a net gain for humanity on a just kind of core fundamental level. And so when we get more and more tech and we get like to the next level, like let's have all these automated, et cetera, that just replace jobs. Like, yes, it kind of, yeah, I understand in the short term it displaces the jobs of these individuals and like that's a bad thing. But now we're reducing these manual, laborious tasks that can lead to injury, that can lead to harm, that you know, are boring, that people don't want to do, but they just want to make money just to get to the next thing. Like, we as a society, I think in the next I don't know, 20 to 50 years or something, like we're kind of designing ourselves around it now, are going to have to realize that not everyone can work. And that's going to scare the pants off of every single person over 40 that we know. And I get that, because every single thing that we've grown up around, even probably us too, and the majority of people who are alive would probably be scared by that. But we're just going to have to at some point accept that, like, we're intentionally reducing job count, or the things that we are doing are going to be trivial for jobs. Like, there are probably a ton of jobs out there that are just trivial things that don't really support humanity, that are just like, I don't know, we could probably think of a thing or two, but it's all made up. Everything is just like the economy. It's just a concept. It's a social concept. And I see, when I see things like this, I think people get really frustrated or angry, and they're against it and they think it's bad. And I think there's a lot of really cool, awesome things this kind of tech could do for us. And I also understand that AI is a scary thing, and we should be afraid of it, and we should be very conscious about our decisions around AI coming into play. But in terms of decisions of just automating basic tasks, hell yeah, let's do it. Bring it on. That's a net gain.
No, I would never be somebody to disagree with that. Like, you kind of try to figure, like, most people kind of try to figure out ways to, like, automate their own lives anyway, not like via buying a robot or building robots around it, but like, you know, simple things of like writing lists down at the grocery store rather than just going down. Like, you do stuff like that naturally anyway. So yeah, I'm a fan of the idea of it. I don't know if I would like be the first one to like just like want a humanoid robot in my house. Again, I still think that there's like,
I'd test it. Put it in the house. Let's go. Give me 10.
That's so relevant to a later thing. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, regardless, like, I think the robot thing is definitely for press. The thought that I had though, because like he didn't make the robot like drive a car, like you made a self-driving car, right? And so that was like kind of my point before of like, do you need a humanoid thing to do it? Like, do you need to replicate what a human's doing, or do you just create the thing that does the thing you need it to do, you know, like the car? But like the other thing I thought of was maybe it's humanoid because my guess is like Tesla, or sorry, like, yeah, I guess like Tesla vehicles, you could get a lot of data by like tracking people's movements and whatnot, and
that's
you probably an absurd amount. And that's probably why the humanoid like structure was chose, just because like data wise, it's probably the easiest to replicate. If you just run a bunch of data of like having somebody empty a dishwasher, like you can probably teach that thing to replicate that very, very, very quickly. So that was my theory of like why they went that route rather than like, figuring out different things that whatever those meaningless tasks are, creating machines or whatever that make those go away or automate those more. But
yeah, that's actually a really good point. Cool. It's kind of like the Amazon Alexa. I can't say it too loud. But the like, wow, picked it up. It heard me. See, it's crazy.
Maybe she's listening to the podcast right now.
Maybe. Are you our one viewer? No, never mind. She's not, because we have 0 now.
Nah.
The consumption of data though, on the second bit, like, yeah, you make things more human-like. You make it seem like it's an interaction that you're having. I think the second part of that, on the same front of all of these smart home devices that kind of consume your data, now if it's part of your life, if it becomes integrated into your life, it can consume all the things that you're doing, why you're doing them, those actions, and generate a ton of findings on, like, from the whatever company is interested. That's another huge like concern I think I would have. That's probably a genuine concern, like just the fact that it's a private company that's in charge of this, that maybe not just because it's a private company, like I'd still be concerned if the government was doing it too, maybe even more, but it's still like I like the fact that all of that is just harbored under one entity, and it's not like an open source type thing where I know where the data is going and why it's being used, and what is consumed and what isn't, which is really tough to do. It's really tough to set up an infrastructure like that, especially one that makes money. But like it should raise flags, I guess, putting that in your house owned by some other random company. And I don't know. There's a lot of data stuff. I'm sure you're agreeing to some weird term and agreements where they can do whatever they want.
I don't like I said, I wouldn't be the one to like sign up for one. Like I like the idea of like it just cleaning dog poop like all the time, you know, like that would be kind of nice. Just leave it outside.
I don't have anything to be, I'm not hiding anything. That's fine. You can come to my house and clean up dog. You can watch me watch television. You can check out my YouTube habits. I don't care. But I could see where a lot of folks would be concerned about that. A little bit more private.
No, I mean, I think it's years away. Like it felt like kind of just like a pet project more than anything else. Like it felt way less real. There was like everything was pretty vague about it as well. They did mention that it can't go past like 5 miles an hour or something, kind of addressing the concerns that people would have of, you know, if there's a revolt of machines versus humans revolt.
I mean, we actually have to consider those things. Like,
I'm not saying you don't.
There have been studies of like machine learning and artificial intelligence and things like that where they do get wild.
Yeah,
like they do.
There was
crazy.
one that went viral like 4 years ago or something like that, where it was basically like, I don't know, it was something in Japan or I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was in New York, but yeah, it was saying it was gonna like take over the world or something.
It's very possible.
Or end all humans.
Yeah, well, you know, as you do. I mean, I wouldn't blame it for that.
Yeah.
We suck.
Yes. But yeah, it was interesting. I didn't watch anything else from that. Like
your microphone just messed up.
AI day. Oh, sorry. It's because I moved it. There we go.
Now you're back. You didn't miss anything else? What was that?
I didn't watch anything else on the AI day at all. That was like the only one that kind of stuck out, and I think it's because it like kind of made the news and stuff. There was a few more, a bit more content around that one in general.
Got it. No, that was a good little topic to learn about. I learned some things. I want one.
Good.
$4,000. That's it.
Is that really all it is? Yeah. See, I didn't look up. Like, I didn't see what it was.
I mean, the internet says it's $4,000.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's a deal.
The internet also says the Cybertruck's $69,000, which
you know, which is clearly fake.
Maybe it's like $4,000 like preliminary, like $4,000 with ads.
Yeah.
I just saw like my spit shoot off in the distance. But yeah, $4,000 with ads, and then just like every 30 minutes, it's like, you should buy new roof tiles for your solar panel on your roof. Would you like to purchase them? I will install them. Just something along those lines.
Yeah.
Tesla sells those too, by the way, for those that don't know.
I know. I thought that was cool. But I heard rumors about it like 5 years ago, and it's still like kind of impossible to get them.
Enjoy the wait list.
You know, I think we need to work. Let's I'm going to propose something. We just start it right now. Let's get some more like natural.
Yes, is the answer.
You
said propose?
More natural transitions.
The answer is yes.
Yes. Thank goodness. No, let's get some more natural transitions.
I'm married, Will.
Between all of our topics.
Speaking of robots.
Yeah. So have you been on the Facebook lately?
You're annoying. Facebook. That is robotic. I have been on the Facebook lately, and I have an interesting story. So my wife,
tell me all about it.
Her name's Tori. I don't know if I've ever talked about her before, if I've ever brought her up, but
she's watching.
She is. She's not. She will later though.
Yeah. Hi, future Tori.
Hi, future Tori. Welcome to the stream or the video. Welcome to the archive video. She got her Facebook hacked. Now, have you ever experienced a Facebook hack before?
No, like where mine was. I haven't like logged on in 2 or 3 years, but
because your Facebook got hacked. So yes. I'll preface it with this: Facebook is impossible. They have zero customer support. There's absolutely zero. You can Google whatever you want. You can research whatever you want. There is no way possible to get in touch with someone who works at Facebook.
And you pay a premium for that service. So that's crazy that there's nobody dedicated to
I pay a premium for that service by letting it absorb every bit of information about my life and all of my habits and the things that I purchase and buying things through the sponsored things every once in a while because they look interesting. Like the candles.
Imagine what their customer rep team would need to be if they supported everybody that had a Facebook profile. That would be probably.
You're right. I respect that it would be a massive undertaking, but but it's also like so much of our lives like have been cataloged there. And I understand like it's decreasing popularity, maybe not decreasing popularity, but I understand that a lot of people, especially our age, those that kind of grew up with it, those that right when it came out, when we were in like college or in high school, and we like really got connected, we thought it was like one of the coolest things ever. And it was like, it was MySpace on steroids, did a very good job of that. And so a lot of us have a ton of very old memories on there. Because we've dedicated a lot of time to curating our lives through, or curating our the representation of our lives through that mechanism. I understand. Maybe you didn't do that early on. Maybe you did. I don't know. I would say the majority of Facebook content of friends that I have is just like stuff that they did from a long time ago. Sure, a lot of people post stuff, but it's like the same 10 people every day, and I have a significant amount, like way more than 10 friends on Facebook. So, not in real life. I don't have more than 10 friends in real life, but I do have more than 10 friends on Facebook. It's definitely nostalgic, and there's a lot of memory related things. That's what I'm trying to get at. So there's a lot of like things that are connected to who you are as a product of that product. And for it to have zero support system or ticketing or any kind of thing whatsoever, beyond self-service help is just, it blows my mind. It completely blows my mind, but I get it. There are billions of people on the planet. A billion of them use Facebook probably. And it would be hard to scale that customer service team. However, Tori's Facebook got hacked. What they do when they hack it, first of all, change your passwords, put numbers and letters and random things. Or I think the best practice is 3 random words that you would remember that don't go together whatsoever, plus some like numbers that you would remember. And I think that's like the best way to do it. That's actually not how my passwords are set up, so don't try it. But that is technically like what a lot of people say to do. However, she didn't have a good password in. She didn't have any of like the extra security settings, this 2-factor authentication kind of stuff. And her Facebook got hacked and somebody got into it. And all they do is, I don't know if they scrape stuff from it. I don't know if they take all your data, but they just try to delete the account. I don't know why. I don't really know what the purpose is. I haven't seen her like a fake account of hers try to add me or anything like that. It got just taken over. They disabled it. They went to turn it like off. They were trying to delete her account, and you get 30 days to figure it out. But one of the main things they do is they set up their own 2-factor authentication, and they change the password and they change your email. So when you go in and you hit forget password because it got changed, it sends it to their email. You can send it to an old email address, which was hers from college that she set it up with, where we had a password problem there because we didn't remember that one. So we had to go back to I had to go to I've kind of helped walk her through this. We had to go to her old college and say, hey, we forgot our password there. They disabled her account a long time ago. So we had to give them a photo of her passport, photo of her like other identification, and email it to them so that they would give us an updated password and unlock her email account. So now we had the email account. We went to the forgot password process, went to go to the email to go update the password. We go update the password. We go log back into Facebook, and it says, nope, you have 2-factor authentication required. That's what the hacker set up, and you need a code generator to enter the code. So then I go through the process of what they do to unlock the account, which is a very similar thing. You have to go into the ID, or you have to go into like the help 3 different ways. You have to send a picture of your driver's license or your passport of hers that we had to send to Facebook. And 48 hours later, they get back and say, okay, your stuff's unlocked. You can access it. Go in, try to access it, and it still comes up with 2-factor authentication. You can't do anything. It resets you in a loop. You can't do anything or touch anything. As you can imagine, there are Reddit threads galore and other internet threads of people complaining about this exact same scenario. Apparently, this is very common. The workaround that I had to do was I had to buy an Oculus virtual reality headset, which Oculus is owned by Facebook. I don't know if you know that.
And it requires a Facebook account, or you pay like $800 to not have a Facebook account.
And that's where you get stuck in. So because her Facebook's locked, I pretend that we just purchased a Oculus headset, And Oculus has a support team. They
Yeah.
have customer service. They have people that can help you with your product. And so I open a ticket with them and a messaging of, hey, I just got this new Oculus headset and I tried to log into my Facebook through it, but apparently my Facebook account is locked. I have no idea. And so they're like, oh, okay, well, we have to open up a support ticket with Facebook. And so they're your avenue in to try and get things updated so that you can unlock your account. And
you were able to do this without an Oculus. Is that correct? Or
No,
did you actually have to buy
I
one?
bought
You
one.
did have to buy
There's,
one.
it's-
Okay.
Yeah, it's over here on the ground. I bought a Quest 2. We paid $400
And are you
to
returning it?
unlock Tori's. Nah, I don't know. It's kind of nice.
This is like conspiracy of the freaking year going on right now. So Facebook has figured out, you know what?
Honestly, you actually might be right.
We can lock people's accounts. We'll hack them. You know, they'll get hacked, and then people will buy. Like people will obviously search the internet. We don't have anything, and then when they figure out that if they buy an Oculus, they could do it. Then we've just charged them $400 for their Facebook to unlock their Facebook account appropriately.
Holy
This has
shit, you might
conspiracy
actually genuinely be onto
all
something.
over it. I mean, like, I will give them the benefit of the doubt, but like, it's like that's a no-brainer to me.
My takeaway.
I would return that Oculus because of that reason.
That's actually a good point. That does make me more inclined. Yeah, that makes me more inclined to return it. I mean, my takeaway is to invest in Facebook stock.
Is there a shady business?
Yeah. It's a quarterly report. This is not financial advice. I'm just kidding. They don't have customer service. Come on. But
Oculus, however, are killing it.
they're killing it. But I guess they would be under the Facebook world.
So if we could run a data analysis on Facebook accounts hacked and Oculus sales, we could probably show some correlation there.
Yeah, I
And
don't
if we show
know. I
correlation?
think we'd have to work at Facebook to get the hack data. I don't know if there's like
Yeah.
a user report, like open source, that we can just get that data from. But there might be a correlation.
Yeah.
As of
I'm guessing like the Reddit threads are what people said, like that's where you got the suggestion of buying the Oculus. Is that correct?
that's correct.
Yeah.
And actually, like half the people didn't have any luck. It took me a while to like. I was just annoying. I'm annoying when it comes to customer service. I'm the person they don't really. Well, sometimes I'm the person they want to deal with because I'm just like giving them the facts. Like, here's the information you need. I'm not trying to, go back and forth and have this like happy. Some customer service agents are like, if you want to get to the point, they'll get to the point. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just give me the information. Give me the serial number. Give me the whatever it is you need. I'll give it back, and it's fine. It's a great transaction. Others are like, buy the book. Oh, hello, Joshua. How is your day going today? Tell me about your feelings on this conversation today. And just so you know, afterwards, we will have a survey. And it's just like, I just fix the thing. Just do the thing, and I will give you all the information you need. Just give me a list. Let me fill it out, and we'll move on to the next thing. So I appreciate some people that probably love the fun conversation because they just don't have any other conversations in their lives, and this is their interaction with people. But yeah. However, as of an hour before this podcast, we got Tori's Facebook unlocked, and she's back in.
Well, there you go.
Everything's
Memories
good to go.
saved.
Memories saved, and password changed, and two-factor authentication through her cell phone set up. Yeah.
So there's a few lessons learned. I think one was what you said already, which is change your passwords.
Mm-hmm.
Second would maybe be diversify your memories on the internet potentially. Don't throw them all on the Facebook.
What? How do you suggest that?
Well, what's like, if it's photos mostly, then just make sure you have your photos elsewhere on your computer or something.
Yeah, but what if they're like somebody else's photos of you that you're like tagged in and stuff, and like
Then
you go through memories and
make a new account and tag yourself back in those.
How am I going to remind myself of cringy lyrics that I posted in 2010 though?
Well, maybe that brings us to the third lesson, which is let's just all get MySpace. Go back to MySpace. It's time.
Yeah, it's time. I think it's just a music website now.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Or was it? Might not even be a thing anymore. I'm sure it is. Somebody's.
I looked it up the other day.
on.
I don't remember why, but I did, and it
Mhm.
still exists. I think it's music oriented.
Yeah, it's something I looked up the other day. So I was out playing basketball. Oh, you know what? Speaking of basketball, have you heard of Hoop Fest? Sorry, before we do transition away, did you have anything else on the Facebook?
I
topic?
guess not. Let's randomly start talking about basketball.
I was
Go
trying
ahead.
to do those natural transitions.
No, hit us with the Hoop Fest.
All right. So this is gonna be exceptionally short. I was ready to come into this call and
It's not
and talk
basketball
about-
related. I don't suggest
and-
playing basketball while being exceptionally short. Go ahead.
I was gonna be really, really, really angry because Spokane does a yearly basketball tournament that I've played for I think the last like 13. I've done it since like 2007. The last 2 years have gotten canceled, obviously, and it's like this, tradition that we have with my group of friends. And so either way, this year they canceled it and they were gonna only give like a 20% refund. It's like $160 per team. They were gonna give 20% of that back, or you could like donate the entire thing. And with the reasoning being that it was like they were taking a giant financial hit for the city of Spokane. 1 second. And so I was like, yeah, I mean, it's because the event was canceled. Like that's what you would expect. And I guess there was enough furious people that like as of like a day or two ago, they've decided to give 100% refunds, and I think they worked it out with somebody else. But like, what an awful like strategy to be like, you know what, we can't do that. Like we can't afford it, so we're gonna just take 80% of your money. We're not gonna fill the contract. Like they were gonna give you a T-shirt and like a basketball, but they weren't filling the contract of like letting you play a minimum of 2 games, which is what's expected. And
Wow.
so like what an awful way to like get people to go back the following year. Like
Right.
there's no way. Like
Right.
I've done it for 13 years and I would have been like questioning. I'm like, you know what? Let's just wait it out until it's guaranteed that it's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, that's like I don't know of any other company that's done something along like 20%, especially now that we're a year and a half in.
Yeah.
We should be comfortable if we're going to commit to something that we don't spend those funds elsewhere as a company.
Yeah.
So that we can't give people their refunds back or their
Right.
refunds. Like escrow it. Hold on to that money. Don't touch it until the activity happens, and then
Yeah.
there you go. I mean, I understand money doesn't work that way. You can't just always lock it up, but also, yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I don't know the full context to it because I know like it's the biggest event of the year by far. Like they pull in a ton of money in like 2 days that they do it, and so like yeah, I can sympathize with like yeah, it sucks that like it's gonna happen, but like don't do it at the expense of like the people that are spending their money to
Right.
do it. Like you're gonna piss them off, like and they're gonna not continue to do it. So. Yeah, it was just like it was funny to me. So that all said, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave it at that because you know what, good on them. They did not continue with that, and they are now giving 100% refunds.
Good.
So
That's good to know.
that's it.
You'll also be good to know my rash is going down. So
Oh,
think I'm
thank
getting better.
goodness. Yeah, I was pretty concerned.
Whew. Me too.
Pretty concerned.
All right. I was promised of an interesting small town news story segment,
Yes.
and I would like to participate in this interesting segment.
So I have bad news. This is not going to be a traditional small town news story segment by any means, but the only reason it's not traditional is because the town is not small. I will say the town
Ooh.
is local. In fact, it's exceptionally local. It's local to me. It's my town, and I won't go into what that town is.
People are
but
going to find you.
The specific thing is about me. It was actually an opportunity that I had in the last week. So
Wow.
I'm gonna offer you a point. I hope that do not go to the document that we have because I can't let you get any hints. Okay, I'm gonna offer you a free point here if you can get it correctly. I had an opportunity to test one of the topics that we covered here today. It is either the Grand Wagoneer, the Tesla Bot, or Hoopfest. Which one of these things did I have an opportunity to test?
To test?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. What do you mean?
I have to leave it at that. I can't give you any more
You
information.
test drove a Tesla
I'm
bot?
sorry.
I wish you would have also just added a Facebook hack. Like you tested a Facebook hack. Oh, wow. All right. It's local to you. It's things that are happening near you. Is Tesla near there? No, Tesla's in like California.
Let me say this. This happened in Puyallup,
in your city.
Yes, which is my city apparently.
Do you have any
which
fun
I was
facts
aware.
about Puyallup? Any cool people that have lived there? Other than
Yeah,
Will
lives there. The guy, he's on the This Time This Week podcast. Yeah.
This Time This Week? Is that the podcast he's on? Okay, I'll have to research This Time This Week later.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, you did.
I got some vanilla chapstick from my dentist today, and God, it's good.
All right, there's a lot of things going on here. I'm getting really distracted.
I got to test something out,
Okay.
and you get to watch me test it out, but you have to guess which one it is. This is for a free point that will apply next week.
I think that you tested the Grand Wagoneer.
All right. So what I'm going to have you do
I would be
is pull
so
up
excited if you tested the Grand Wagoneer.
I want you to pull up your web browser and click on the link that I put under the small town news story. You're going to turn the volume up, and we'll leave it at that.
All right, it's going to also turn you up, so you just have to be a little quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries, man. I got you.
Stop. It's really loud.
All right, look what we got in here. The Tesla bot. I'm pretty excited. We got the user's manual right here. So let's see what this thing can do. Okay, your Tesla bot is charged and ready to go. Just say, Tesla bot, welcome home. Tesla bot can do repetitive and boring tasks. Try saying, Tesla bot, bring me a drink.
Oh, just water. I'd want more.
Tesla bot, can you get the remote?
Will, your camera's great
Yes.
too.
Can you bring me the
I'm
remote?
working on it.
It's all good.
Yes. Tesla bot, get the remote. Get the remote to me. Tesla bot. Enter charge mode. Tesla bot. Turn the clocks back 1 hour. Tesla bot. Pick out a movie for me to watch tonight. After multiple tests, I would say that Tesla bot is a 10 out of 10.
Again, with more enthusiasm.
Tesla bot is a 10 out of 10. Make sure to get one when they're publicly available.
Now tell them that Elon is your savior.
What?
That was amazing. That was amazing.
It was an incredible experience, honestly. I was honored to be able to be one of the first people to test one of those.
So like any main takeaways? Like, were you enjoying yourself? Did you get everything you needed from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did for the most part. I did not get to keep it, unfortunately. They made me send it back, so I don't have it anymore. I wanted to invite TeslaBot to the podcast today, but yeah, it is pretty strict. They let me keep the manual though. I still have the manual.
Okay, that's good. Any cool? So I know that Tesla likes to do like Easter eggs. Were there any neat Easter eggs you found?
There were not, because I was actually on the roof for about 90% of the time that I had it, so I didn't really get an opportunity. It took a ladder from me.
Got it. Yeah, no, that's pretty scary. I'm sad I didn't guess that. I guess I don't know why I would have, but
yeah, it was. I mean, I figured it was pretty obvious.
I figured you were banking on it, but
yeah, it was an honor to be able to test it. The one thing I wish that it had was a camera that apparently like it just dies now in the middle of every single podcast. So I wish it had that, so that way I didn't have to switch back to the stupid webcam.
Oh boy, you did a fantastic job there.
Thank you very much.
I'm curious though, would you say there are any conspiracies with the TeslaBot?
None. Zero. Yeah.
Just fully delivered on the end goal.
Yep. Yes. No, I said none. Leave me alone.
Stupid. It was good. I'm very impressed by that. I enjoyed it actually quite a bit. Oh, I can't. I can make a comment. Maybe I can make a comment on the video.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, you mean leave an actual comment?
Yeah.
What we'll do, we'll post it to our channel. I have it on like my personal one right now, so we'll get it posted over there. It was fun to make. I will say I had the idea for this video at about 5:30 p.m. yesterday. I wrote the entire thing out. It's like less than a page, I think. I wrote all the scenes out. And there's not a single one that I like scrapped. I kept every single one of them. That took me about like 25 minutes to write out, and then filmed for like I don't know, probably a couple hours. I think we filmed for maybe like 40 minutes or so. Walked the dog, ate dinner, came back, filmed for another hour and a half or so, and then edited until like 12:30 last night.
The little robot noises were a fantastic touch, and I'm sure that took effort.
It took a lot. Yeah, that was like, yeah, that like it wasn't the vast majority of it. Once I kind of like locked down on like what I had to look for when to plug them in, it was like somewhat straightforward. But yeah,
I just did the thing. I did the thing everybody else should do.
Thank you.
I won't say it out loud though, because I refuse to. All right.
What if you switch up, subscribe and like? Everybody says like and subscribe.
No, subscribe and like. Sub-like. Only like halfway. No, the delivery on that was fantastic. Glad you got to test it out.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
The outfit of the TeslaBot is just on point, you know?
Yeah. No, it's a little bit different. Like if you notice, like the ones that they have in they showed at the AI day, it's like kind of black from like the nipples up. Basically, this one was a prototype, so I just
like you, black from the nipples up.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, cool.
It was a good time, so.
That was good. Man, how do I follow that up?
With a fantastic prediction.
No.
You didn't predict. Oh, sorry.
We're really bad at the agenda today.
Yeah. That was you hypothetically could.
Oh my God.
Go into
No,
the next
we're not
segment.
even. Just stop. I'm going to go to the hypotheticals. I'm going to give you mine. Mine is not nearly as long-winded or as involved as yours. Maybe I need to step up my hypothetical game.
Maybe
I continue to think of it 30 seconds before, or like day of, or the hour before. So maybe I need to think of it. It looks like you put your comment in 2 hours before. Okay. My hypothetical for you is if you could live, you have the choice to live during any time period that you would like. past, present, future, general range of this year to this year, 100 years later, or somewhere around there. What time frame do you choose to live, and why?
I just picked what day I was born, and then I just
If you are perfectly comfortable with the exact day and your exact life and when you were born, that's fine. I just want you to explain why everything else is worse.
why everything else is worse.
Why this lifespan is better.
Do I just like assume that like if let's say I pick 10 years later, hypothetically, and like am I in this, is everybody else 10 years later with me? Like do I know the same people, or do I just is everybody 10 years older than me?
Yeah, you don't know them anymore other than your immediate family, who we assume has the same, well, maybe not even that's the case, because like let's say you wanted to go 100 years back. Obviously, your current set of family isn't alive. So just take that out of the picture. Let's just assume that, like, generally speaking, you'll have very similar, like,
it's the spirit of this isn't the people. It's more of like what's the time frame that I want, that I think would be cool.
What do you want to experience?
Yeah, because like my answer, if it was the opposite, would be like, I'm just gonna leave it where it's at, because like I don't know what's in the future, and I don't really like, we have an idea of what was in the past, but I think now is probably a better time than the past anyway. I'm going, at least to a certain degree. I'm gonna go with, man.
I also like that I'm much taller than you here. I look very, you look very short. I like it.
Here, I'll just.
Dang it, no.
Just kidding. I'm gonna go with. Oh, you know what? I can raise my chair up now.
Ooh.
There we go. I'll go with like, I'm just curious on like what the year 3000 is gonna look like.
3000.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're gonna be born 3000 midnight, January 1st.
I'm gonna go with the year 2989.
So you're living exactly 1,000 years later.
Yep.
Got it. Do you think humans will be around?
I don't know. Probably not. Not like biological humans. No.
You don't think any part of our biology will sustain by the year 3000?
No.
Or 2989?
I think we'll be Tesla bots.
I hope not. Oh, sorry. I hope they didn't hear that.
No, it would be cool.
That's interesting. I think I'd want to go future as well, but not nearly that far in the future. And I don't know. There's a lot of nostalgia I think we have. And maybe this is every single generation. So maybe I only have my own experience. I don't have others. But I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia we have that just is impossible to ever have again as a product of the internet. Like living life before the internet, I think gives us a lot more perspective than I think we realize. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Because other things changed, like, because there was life before cars, and maybe when that happened, someone was like, "Oh, could you imagine the world without cars?"
Right.
You're right. Or electricity. Like, everything's relative.
Right. You didn't even get there. Like, I was gonna get there. I never even stated it. You were like,
I know.
Right.
I'm working through it. Okay, take a little longer. And it's tough. It's tough to think about that question and removing yourself from all of your experiences. Not that anyone can.
That's the part that's tough. It's like it's almost like not even worth going through, because like if you're not gonna remember anything, you could just pick
just
any year,
nothing's worth anything. Just my year that I choose to live is not.
Yeah. So I think that if I was born in 2989, let's assume that I'm right and that biological humans aren't the thing anymore, and I'm the first one. They're gonna think I'm Jesus. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like, "Oh, this guy was this guy's the first biological human we've had in 500 years. He's Jesus.
Do you think that works in your favor?
Nope.
Because that didn't work in Jesus's favor.
Not at all. I got like 2 more years before I have a horrible ending.
Yeah. I don't know. I would either go a little bit in the future or I wouldn't change anything. There's a part of me that's like wants to say like, oh, I want to live through, 1969, watch the moon launch and just like see everything vamp up. But that comes with the caveat of living through like segregation and just an awful time in like human history and like civil related, just really nasty things that have made, people that I know who grew up in that area, not good people. Granted, not all of them, of course, but yeah,
I don't think you can go to the past like at all, like in like with that argument too. Like that's like it's just gonna be a worse time in general. Like there's no like time there's no point in time in the past where like you're gonna be able to escape it.
Yeah, because we were like, oh, let's go to like the Victorian era. It's like, you want to shit in the street?
Is
that what you want to do?
Awful. Yeah, like the quality of life was awful like in the past. So like I don't think like I would choose to go into that.
Yeah. It's like it's one of those things.
I
like
think it has to be future.
If I had a time machine, hell yeah, bring me there. Let's do it. Give me like a year. Let me just go. It's like going abroad.
I would go and buy a bunch of N64s in like 1995.
They're not even that like popular or expensive anymore.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. How much is an N64?
I mean, the system's not, but like the games are exceptionally expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a lot of N64 games. Maybe I should. Yeah, I do.
I'll give you $20 a pop. Because they're like $10 on the internet if you look them up. So like, I'll give you 20. I'll give you $20.
Homework. I guess based on your comment,
legitimately, we should talk after this. Like, if you have a 64 and you're just like you don't use it or don't have any.
I don't, and it's in fantastic condition. It never got yellowed. Like it's been in a drawer its whole life.
Yeah, no, we should talk. I'll buy some stuff off you. I've got. I'm like trying to build a collection kind of back up from it, but
okay. Well,
get Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, we'll move on. We'll talk later.
No, just Goldeneye.
Yeah, that's a good game.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a hard question. But $29.89, and I think for me it's the same.
Yeah.
I like it. I like life.
Me too.
I think it's fun. Okay. Are we ready for some predictions to make?
Yeah.
You don't like the prediction?
No, I like the prediction. I'm wondering if should we change it up a little bit to maybe not our podcast. Originally what we were thinking were views of the podcast. What if we did views on the TeslaBot video?
That's a little harder for me to gauge. Like I have
That's why I think it's better.
Yeah. Like I have I put our views through a model to model out what all the different episode number count would be. We haven't even explained what our original our original prediction would be.
I just said we were going to do views of the podcast by next week.
There you go. Thank you because I
said that already.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're going to watch this later. You're like, oh crap, he did say it earlier.
Well, nothing will be as bad as the North Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina that we did last episode. Feel free to go back to that.
I stand by it.
Did you go back and watch it? Because it's really funny. It's literally North Carolina. So it's South Carolina. Yeah, it's South Carolina. Okay, yeah. So in North Carolina, here's what happened. It's just funny. But yeah, I mean, we can do the Tesla bot. I guess I need to know when you're going to post it.
Tonight.
You're going to post it tonight, and you're posting it to your account, not to this account.
No, I will post it to our account.
Okay. So if we post it to our account, it's going to get less views.
Yes.
But okay.
I'm going to say. So I'm not saying that it's going to get a high amount of views by any means, but I think that it is one of the first of its kind in TeslaBot parody videos. I don't think I've seen any, but I think we're going to see some. Like I could see the TeslaBot like being parodied like heavily on like SNL and stuff like that.
That's a good point.
So I think there's going to be more of them, and I think we've got one of the first. Now, will that work in its favor in 1 week? Probably not at all. But if it's one of the few ones out there, there's potential for random people to
You're
stumble
right.
across it.
You're right. I'll tell you, my most popular video I ever published, and it's not up anymore, was a parody on the evolution of dance. And it had 360,000 views. And it was only because of that name. Granted, I
Right.
think the algorithm was a lot more name oriented back then. This was
Yeah.
12 years ago, 14 years ago or something. But
Right.
yeah.
All right,
I
I'm
like
gonna
it.
lock in. I got my number. I'll wait for you to
You want me to just say
come
mine?
up with yours.
Yeah.
The same at the same time.
No. I have my number.
5:30. My time is like when it's locked in, so no views beyond that.
Okay.
Basically, when we start the podcast. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 69.
47. 47.
Oh, 69.
Okay, so views of the parody.
69 and 47.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It might be more.
I hope it's more.
What are your thoughts on paying for robots to watch our YouTube videos?
I like the idea. personally.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually what you should do with it. Hey, iRobot or whatever, watch our Tesla bot. Watch my video over and over and over again. Okay. I like
I
these
love it.
guesses. I think that it might be somewhere in the middle. I honestly,
we're not doing prices right. We're doing who's closer, like we've done in the
that's
past.
fine. Yeah, I agree. And points are worth how many each?
Ooh, just one. I
Just
think
one.
I think
You're
we're
right.
doing
One. We're
Yeah.
still kind of in the one range. We can take
Yeah.
advantage of that. How about if we get it exactly right? It's 5.
I'm gonna say it's 2. I got one exactly right before, and I got jack shit for that.
Well,
I
that was the
also
past.
think-
This is the future.
I also think this is one that's too easy to influence, like on our own. Now we can just make a pact that
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
we're not gonna.
I'll
do
probably
it.
show it to Tori and stuff. Like
But if my fans, and I have a lot of them, if they get word of it being 69, they're gonna go and make sure it's 69. So
I hate that yours is higher than mine. I'll tell you that. I wanted
Yeah.
mine to be the higher end. I thought you were going to say like 10 or 13 or something. And so I'm bothered. Like if it was Price is Right rules, I would 100% say 70.
we should have done predictions of what the other person's gonna predict as well to give it more points. That would have been good. We messed up though.
Yeah. Can we do 3 points if it's exactly right?
Sure.
Okay, so 1 point if closest, 3 points if exact.
My fans out there, make it happen.
The problem is like, oh, if I see 69 views, I'm going on that video. And
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like it's too easy to influence one way or the other. Because if it's 46
I won't
views,
do it.
you're
I won't
also
do
gonna go.
I'm gonna account for 3 views for me.
Alright.
I'm gonna view it 3 times.
I'll probably view it 40.
I hate you.
I've watched it a lot already.
Well, we need
'cause,
somebody
like,
to view it
when
4,
you-
and then we'll be good.
when you
Then no one
edit
needs to
it.
view it anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. How do we do on time? This time this
Great.
week.
The same. We're the same
Exact
every single
same.
time.
We have very consistent conversation,
Yeah.
and I feel like we talk about less every time.
we did. We reduced the topics, and I had the Hoop Fest topic, which was like 5 seconds long. So
Nah, you spent. That was the majority of the whole podcast.
it was Hoop Fest.
That's what it felt like. Because me, I just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah.
No. That was. I thought overall I had fun.
It was
I
great.
like our length. I think it's good. Ha
Nice.
But
Nice.
we still have to give compliments to one another. And
I think
it
I have to
is
kick us off.
your turn to start.
Dang it! All right, I'm gonna go with your continued enthusiasm, which was shown by the just diving into the Grand Wagoneer.
It's really just the Wagoneer. That's where the enthusiasm.
Yeah, I think the enthusiasm for like that and this in particular is still something that's like, that's pretty awesome, and I think that's what's gonna make this podcast great.
Oh, that was sweet. I am going to say that you can't use that as a compliment again, though, because that's your second time in a row complimenting about enthusiasm of the podcast.
Nothing about enthusiasm. We can look it up. I've not said
Look
the
at me
word
complaining
enthusiasm
about a
once.
compliment.
If you can find where I said enthusiasm in the past,
Okay, it wasn't enthusiasm, but it was like, getting this back together was the last one, which was like,
that's
That's-
completely different.
that's ambition, which is a synonym to
was
enthusiasm.
Pushing us to do it when I didn't want to do it. That's totally different attribute. Versus being enthusiastic on the Wagoneer.
Understood. Mine, it's two things. They're both pretty obvious though, but one is just the effort in putting that video together, man. Like stitching that together. I know it was a ton of work. It was a ton of work. It was a great idea. I'm glad you had a lot of fun doing it. I wouldn't be able to do that. You've seen videos I make. They take forever and they're bad still. So props. It was great.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to watch it again. Excited to.
Good. I am as well.
The second one I completely forget, so you just got the one.
Good. Cool.
Oh no, the second one was during that video, your entire camera setup completely broke down and you were able to figure it out by the time we came back.
Drove me nuts. Yeah, I need to figure that out. Like I don't understand. We had ones that went like longer where I was like signed in earlier and it went the entire time. And
Are you running your AC in your house still?
No.
Oh,
It's
there you go.
off.
That's why. Is it too hot in your house?
No.
You sure?
It's like if anything. It's
I like how
on the
you're
colder
trying to say it's off, so obviously the camera should work. My AC is
Well,
off.
that is what
like
I'm saying.
the
Like,
AC being
it's not
on
a-
isn't going to
it's
make
not
your
a
camera
power
not
issue.
work. No, I know
I
it's
thought-
not a power.
I thought it was a power issue.
The thing runs on battery. What are you talking about?
Well, it's plugged into my computer, and before
Oh.
it was charging. It was charging like I remember because like it had a higher charge last time when I did it. I was like, that's weird. It's actually charging while we're filming, and so I don't know what like changed between now and then. So
Got it. My
bizarre.
AC comment was just overheating.
yeah. Nah, I got it after you said that. You just see I'm like just dripping sweat. I'm like, no man, it's
fine.
on.
It's
I'm fine.
107 degrees in here. Well,
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll get it squared up.
another great rendition. Maybe we start doing these more frequently.
And there's no way I can pump out Tesla bot videos.
That's not what I'm asking for. Just it's okay. We can lower. Well, I don't know. We can balance quantity and quality. We'll see.
The I like the idea of like pre-recorded segments still, and I want to do more of those. It's unfortunate for our audio listeners who don't exist because I don't think we have an audio version anywhere. But I think it keeps the content fresh.
Understood.
Plus, what am I gonna do? Not document me testing out the Tesla bot? I mean,
I know. I would document. I want to see the uncut. Can we get that going?
Actually, there's really not a lot. Like there's quite a bit, but it was pretty efficient filming overall.
It's good. The ladder looked like it was pretty good condition too. I'm surprised you have an extension ladder like that.
It's like the folding A-frame one that goes.
Like Little Giant.
Kind of. Yeah, it's like Little Giant. It's
Yeah.
the lowest.
It's probably the
lowest
Costco version.
No, the Costco one I don't have, and I want that one because
Ooh.
that one's a lot longer. This was one that we got when we first moved in, and it was like $80, and it was a deal for $80.
Costco is like your Grand Wagoneer.
Yeah.
You just talk about it forever.
And next time on this time,
Let's talk about
Costco.
ladders from Costco.
We need to bring a Costco segment in here.
Ugh. I'll pass. Sam's Club versus Costco. Let's do it next round.
There's literally no way you'd win that one.
Oh,
Like,
I could totally-
person-
I could-
every person loves Costco.
I know. I don't understand it, but okay. Well, thanks folks for joining. We will see you this time
Next week.
month. Oh, next week.
Dang
That's
it.
right. That's the frequency. This time next week. And we enjoyed you participating in this time last week.
Let's do our outro theme song. Last week.
That was the real air horn. Here is Will's air horn.
Pretty good. Pretty
Okay,
solid.
bye.
I don't know where to look. I don't know where my camera is.
You know exactly where your camera is.
I know, but I was looking at my other one and